Hi everyone, this is Nathan Funk, Technical Product Manager here at LMI Technologies. Today I want to give you a little demonstration of new features in 4.6, specifically the Surface Edge tool, the new Feature Outputs addition, and angle anchoring. To demonstrate this, I'm going to show you a sample of a circuit board that we've scanned here. You can see it in 3D as a height map. I can also show you the intensity information so you get a clearer picture of what this is. So it's got a bunch of different components on there, and I want to measure the height of this little component right here. So if I zoom in a little bit more closely, I'll switch back to 2D. I want to look at the height values in here compared to the rest of the circuit board. So on average here, I've got, if I go back to height values, I've got heights of minus 2.7 millimeters compared to minus 3.6 around here. And I want to get an accurate, repeatable measurement over the three frames that I have in this recording. So if you look through here, I've got 3 frames, and the part is moving slightly between each of the frames. So that makes this height measurement a little bit more difficult. But using the new tools, it becomes straightforward. So I'm going to demonstrate that. Just to show you first how this would work with a surface dimension tool on a single frame, I can show you dragging. Let's go to this frame where things are aligned a little bit neater. I'm going to drag 2 regions, one over the component itself and one over this flat region on the circuit board, and just bring it down here. And I'm going to bring it right in the middle here, and that seems about right. So I'm going to use the average height in each of the regions and compare the two and measure the height of the height distance between those 2 regions. So right now I'm getting a measurement of 0.897 millimeters, but obviously when I go to the next frame, these 2 regions are not on the part anymore, so I've got a problem. Same thing here. So what I want to do is anchor these regions, and anchoring has always been there for a long time with the Gocator firmware. The new addition is that we now support angle anchoring, so I can actually track the rotation of the part as well. So if I add a surface edge tool, which is a new tool here, I can use the features on this raised IC here and actually track the position of this very accurately because it has clear edges. So I'm going to use this surface edge tool. I'm going to look for the falling edge off of the IC onto the circuit board. So I have to select falling here as the step direction. And then I'm going to make a little tweak here because I'm picking up on edges going from null values down to the IC level. I don't want to use null values at all, and I want to fill in this gap with the lower values, so I use a maximum gap of 1 millimeter. And with those settings, you can see that I track the edge very well, and it fits a line to all those edge points that I detect. So throughout the region, it looks like I've got a really good fit here. I'm going to size this down a little bit just to compensate for the movement that I get between the different frames. So I've got a good one here, and I've got a good one here as well. And I've got my first line fit that I wanted to do. Now I want to do another one on the bottom of this IC. So all I need to do now, we've got another neat little feature which is called duplication. You can just duplicate a tool. First I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call this vertical edge. I'm going to duplicate this and call this one horizontal. And with the horizontal one, I'm going to move this over here and do something like this. And I will say that the search direction is 90 degrees. That means that it will be searching downward. And I'm going to drag it like this. And it looks like things are going pretty well already. Got a few bad points in here. But they don't seem to be affecting the results much. So I'm happy with the line fit that I'm getting there. Let's see. Now let's try going through the frames. Frame 1 looks okay. And frame 3, I've got some problems. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I think it's just that this region isn't quite going far enough. Yeah, here we go. So in the case where I don't have enough of the bottom edge, it was not getting the step here, and it was finding other points up here that were smaller steps. And so I just need to be sure that I have enough of the bottom region to get that step of the edge properly. So now it's looking really good. Okay. Now what I can do is, with the new feature intersect tool, actually find the intersection of the two lines that we determined from the surface edge tools. I'll show this here. So another new feature here in 4.6 is that we can actually output lines as features from tools. If you look at the surface edge and then look at features, the edge line is actually a feature being output from the tool. So this can be used in other tools without having a point and an angle, for example. You just have a line. It makes everything a lot simpler. So now in the feature intersect, I just have to say, from my vertical surface edge, I want to take this edge line, and same thing from the other one. I want to intersect those two lines, and I want to get the intersection point. I'm going to measure the X and Y position of this point, and I'm going to also measure the angle of the vertical edge, because that will be useful for anchoring as well. So now if I go back to frame 2, where my surface dimension tool was set up, I can actually anchor this to this new point that I found on the corner of the IC. So I just need to say vertical X, or sorry, I wanted the intersect point in X, and I want the intersect point in Y. And I now want to take the angle from the vertical edge as my angle anchor. And this is the new feature. So we didn't have this in 4.5. Now we've added Z angle as a anchoring possibility. And you'll see that as I step through the frames, these regions are actually tracking both the position offset and the angular rotation of the part. Now there's another neat thing that I can do with this example. I can find the surface hole, for example, on the corner. I'm just going to add this in. I need to specify a nominal radius. That's about 1.5. There we go. And I'm going to anchor it in the same way. So vertical, oh sorry, this is feature intersect X and Y, and see if that tracks. Looks like I've got it here and here. Looks good. And I can actually measure the distance from this hole to the IC edge, all I need to do is use the new feature dimension tool and select the edge here, surface vertical edge, and the reference point is my surface hole center point. And I've got a distance measurement that follows the perpendicular distance away from the line. So this is the shortest distance of the that was the wrong thing checked off, but here plane distance gives me the distance perpendicular from the line to the point. And as I step through, you can see that it gives me exactly that distance. On the dashboard now I can see the repeatability of my results. I'm going to play through the whole thing. So my feature feature dimension tool is giving me results varying by 70 microns, and the surface dimension is giving a height measurement that only varies by 4 microns. So we have a very accurate measurement of the height between multiple frames, even though there is rotation and offset of the part present. So obviously you can see that there's a really powerful combination of tools that we added on. The feature outputs is really the key thing here. So the ability to output a line or a point from a tool is a key addition. We've also added the surface edge tool, which gives you the ability of tracking edges and measuring away from edges, which you'll find useful in many different scenarios. And then finally the two new feature tools, feature intersect and feature dimension, that allow you to take in features from the new tools and perform measurements between them. I hope this gives you a good overview of the new features. Thanks for watching.